I'm in Louis Armstrong Park, and I just run into this lady here, Denise. So Denise had me set up on her table and everything. So I just thought I want to talk to her for 1 minute. Deduce herself. Okay, all right. Let's start over. So first, say your name.
Greetings. My name is Reverend Dr. Mama Denise Graves. I give leadership to the Congo Square Preservation Society as the administrator and one of the spiritual leaders. The purpose of the Congo Square Preservation Society is to preserve the past to strengthen the future. So we keep the oral and practical traditions of the indigenous people of this land and the enslaved Africans brought against their will during the period of chattel slavery, and even after that was ruled illegal. The traditions and cultural practices are from the African diasporic experience that includes Haiti and Jamaica, the West Indies, and Brazil and Puerto Rico, and all of those places where enslaved black people were taken as a part of the brilliance of those strong bodies and minds to build communities based upon their skill sets.
How old is the Congo Square? How long has it been going on?
Okay, the Congo Square Preservation Society has been formally organized in this manner, and it was founded by Baba Luther Gray and Mama Jamila Peters Muhammad. And from that point on, it was a stepping stone from what those Africans and enslaved people and those indigenous people did. Drumming has happened in New Orleans, in this part, since the late 1700s. New Orleans, Louisiana was incorporated in 1719, but the practical building of the city happened in 1718 and thereabouts. Occupation by the French and the Spanish informed some of the practices, one of which was Catholicism. Enslaved black folks were baptized Catholic. Being baptized Catholic, on that one holy day, which is a Sunday, people could hire themselves out or were allowed or brought here outside the city limits to drum, to bend, and to find their kinsmen. The money they earned from bending, they purchased the freedom of their family members. From that, other things evolved. So we are continually in the tradition of those enslaved people. This tree over here is considered the ancestor tree. It is where rituals are consistently done by diasporic African spiritual systems. And we make sure that we honor the true value of what it means to be eclectic and to be present in every iteration that is ours to show up in the universe as.
Yeah, I actually visited the church today, Saint. I visited the church today. I actually visited today and I learned the history, which is awesome.
Peace, love y'all.
Yeah. So Denise, what made you, became a part of the Preservation Society?
It was evolutionary. It was a time in our lives when I was present with people building anew. Many of the folks that I am in community with as a drummer, I've met early in my life. But I never knew that I was actually going to be drumming. So I'm just grateful that Baba Luther and Mama Jamila, and I would be remiss not to mention Carol B. Bell of the Ashe Cultural Arts Center, gave me a space to be present. And so for that, I'm most grateful. I think it agrees with my soul. And I think our ancestors call us to places.
Yeah.
So I have found more about my lineage being here than I did in any part of the country where I have lived.
Okay. So, so obviously you weren't born here because you said you live other places. So where were you born?
I was born in Kansas City, Missouri.
Okay. And how did you end up here?
It was either, it was a ministry call, actually.
Okay.
But it was even before that. I've worked with teachers in the late 80s and early 90s. I started organizing with congregations here.
Okay.
And so I would have been residential if my mother hadn't gotten sick a lot earlier. But after Mom made her transition, it freed me up to make some other moves. Okay. And this was the most natural place for me to be.
Okay. And you mentioned you recently came from Gambia and visited Gambia.
I did. We went as a pilgrimage to the Gambia and Senegal. So So we had an opportunity to lay our feet on places often talked about.
Okay.
We met people from Timbuktu as a real place with real people. We went to Goree Island, and the energy of that still is very reminding of the significance of us honoring our ancestors. We spent time in the Kunta Kinte village, St. Andrew, St. James Island, a private island while we were there, and other places that had historical and present significance.
So what would you say to a lot of African American people are living in the diaspora who don't understand the significance of visiting the homeland?
I would say that whenever you go, your life will be changed. There's some aspect of you that you'll have a better perspective of. And yes, you can choose to live anywhere. But there's something about being grounded, particularly for people who have been separated from culture, from traditions, significance of their own name, and the evolution of a spirituality, separate from things that denied their humanity.
Well, I want to I know this was like an impromptu, but I want to thank you very much for just speaking with me and just sharing some of the background of the Congo village. And it's so fitting, the Congo village.
Thank you.
Yeah, so I'm glad I met you.
It's a pleasure to meet you as well.
Thank you. Okay. So Dennis is walking. That is a good model. There's a model in the bag.